We've finally come to the actual sewing part of the class where we will learn basic stitches. So you'll need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 scrap fabric, or really any size of scrap fabric. It doesn't have to be 12 by 12. And grab those and let's start sewing. First we're going to do a zigzag stitch, and I'm going to show you what I use a zigzag stitch for, which is an edge finish. And you'll see the settings there. I have zigzag selected, and I have the little bars on the right side set to where they're supposed to be set. Okay, so you're going to grab one piece of your fabric and lay it down here, and there's a little groove in the foot right there where I'm pointing that I'm lining up the edge of my fabric with. And this is going to make sure that those stitches get as close to the edge of the fabric as possible. What an edge finish does is keep the fabric from fraying past the stitch line. So when you wash your garment or whatever you're making, you won't have tons of threads coming out from that seam. It just keeps it real clean and kind of nice looking. So come all the way down. Don't forget to back stitch at the end. Push down your little back stitch lever for just a little bit. And clip your threads, and now let's go on to the next one. Okay, now we'll move on to the straight stitch, which is the one that you'll use the most often. And I have my straight stitch selected in the menu on the left, and then all my settings in the slider bars on the right. Now you'll take both pieces of your fabric and put them together so the edges are touching like that. And I will make sure the edge of my fabric hits the 1/2 inch guide on the faceplate so that I have a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I will start sewing, and be sure you back stitch a little bit at the top to secure your thread. Watch out and keep your edges touching so your seam stays even. Back stitch at the end. And clip the threads again. And now you have a joining seam where it's 2 pieces of fabric joined together. Hooray! Alright, now we're moving on to buttonholes. These get a little bit tricky if you've never done them before. So I have my buttonhole stitch selected on the left and all my sliders set on the right. Okay, remember this is your buttonhole foot. And on here it has this little slider, and this adjusts to hold the button that determines the size of the hole. So I'm going to use my empty bobbin here, and I'm going to slide it around and adjust it until it sits in there really well, and it fell out, and that's okay. So I'll slide it in there until it's kind of nice and secured, and then I will attach it to the machine. Now I'm going to pop off my foot here so I can attach the buttonhole foot. Pull that away. There's a little tiny bar on this buttonhole foot that is going to be attached to this little hook. And I lower the foot down until I hear it click. And there it is. This back lever comes down, and that tells the machine when to turn the stitching so that the buttonhole has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. So now I'm going to pull the bottom thread over to the left side, if I can. There we go. Okay, and now I take the needle thread and I pull it through this little, through this little opening in the foot. I put it down through there and pull it to the left as well. This is really important because the threads need to be properly aligned in order to do this buttonhole correctly. It's just a thing. that it needs to happen really particular. I'm just pulling the threads over using my scissors because I can't get my fingers underneath there. And now my threads are to the left where they should be. Now, I'm going to lower this back down, grab my pieces of fabric I just sewed together. I'm going to go through a double layer, and you can do it anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just lower down the foot and start going. Just hold down the foot the whole time. The machine will guide through everything. You don't even have to move the fabric, just keep going. And once that white lever that's down hits one of those posts on the buttonhole foot, it'll start doing the little bar at the top, and then it'll start coming back down, and then it'll do the little bar at the bottom. And then it'll finish itself off. You don't even have to do anything. It'll do it all automatically. Okay, I'm finished. I turn the hand wheel to reset the stitch, and I pull up the foot, pull out my fabric, and now I have this nice, beautiful buttonhole. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to show you a basting / gathering stitch. Well, I'm gonna actually show you a gathering stitch, which is what you would use if you wanted to make a ruffle or something like that. A basting stitch is a temporary straight stitch that is made with a long stitch length so you can take it out really easily. And that's if you needed to test the fit of a garment or something. Sometimes quilters use it too. So grab your pieces of fabric again, and I'm going to use a single layer now. And I'm going to line it up, the first edge right to the edge of my foot, or just a little bit past it. I'm going to make 2 rows of stitching, and these use a really long stitch, and you'll see why in a second. I'm going to sew all the way down. Do not back stitch on this, and leave a long length of thread at the end. Now I'm going to go back and do a second line while I'm running the stitching line that I just made along the edge of my foot so that the 2 rows of stitching are equal distance apart. I'm going to run it all the way down, and also do not back stitch here and leave long length of thread. Now I have these 2 rows of stitching, and they're long stitches, and I'm going to grab the bobbin side of these 2 rows of stitches and pull, and I'm trying really hard to get them. What y'all can't see is like I'm holding a camera on a tripod underneath my arm so I can film this, and it's kind of making it awkward. But I am going to get these, and I think I got them. Oh, now I got them. Okay, so what you do to make a gather is pull on those bobbin stitches and just move the fabric down. And then once you get all the way to the end, you can kind of spread it around with your fingers until it's even. And then if you were to then make a ruffle or say a gathered skirt, you would then attach this to a piece of flat fabric and then take these long basting stitches out. I'm not going to show you that right now. I'm just going to show you this beautiful ruffle, and we're going to move on.